welcome to the Clean Reads Podcast. I am your host, Izzy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Maze Runner by James Dashner. So, when I first saw this book, I was excited. I originally was going to read this in January, and I was excited to read it, but I ended up not getting able to read it just because I had a lot of books in January and was not feeling up for starting the series. But I was pleasantly surprised by it when I started reading it, and there are some trigger warnings definitely in this book, and I'm not a person who loves or likes even violence. I just don't enjoy that kind of thing, even though it's like a dystopian fantasy, and yes, it's gonna have that. I'm not into the details. They can be fighting, but I don't like hearing about the blood and everything. It doesn't bother me. I just don't enjoy it. This book was really good. Let me tell you a little synopsis of the story. We follow this boy named Thomas, and he wakes up in an elevator, and he wakes up with no memory. He doesn't remember anything about his life before being in that elevator. He knows how to ride a bike, how to do things, but just not who taught them or his personal life. And all the boys that he's in this basically octagonal container, they have the same thing to where they know they have a name, but they don't remember who named them and why they're there. They've been there for almost a year, and Thomas was the newest newbie. That's what they call new, quote, recruits when they show up in the elevator. And they come about once a month. And it seems normal, but at some point, there ends up being a girl. And this is the first girl that ends up in their world. There's only been boys, and there hasn't been any girls or anything. And they if they go outside the walls at night, they will be killed by these weird creatures that I can't even really imagine, because it's distorted type of creature, and that's what it's meant to be. It's supposed to be a distorted kind of creature that's made half metal, half animal, and just disgusting all over. For the content of this book, I saw a few red flags. The violence was very gory. I didn't like that too much. There's a lot of deaths in there. There's a lot of battle scenes as well. One boy, though, in there, that's probably the most graphic one. Let me tell you the story about that, is how he ended up dead. That boy tried to escape through the elevator shaft. And something whizzed by him, and he ended up getting cut in half. You would see those magicians where they saw people in half, but this one was his body was actually cut in half. And they had his body hung up by the gravesite to warn dumb kids for making a stupid mistake. And it's just that was pretty graphic, not gonna lie. As far as romance in it, there was more Thomas pines for the girl that is the only girl. And the boys around them, once they see her, they say, "I call dibs," and stuff like that. And they make joke about Thomas being, she's Thomas's girlfriend. Sorry. That was my brain turned off. And towards the end, they're in this two separate rooms. So all the boys are in one room, and she's in another, separated. But he says to her, "I wish you here with me," and they're getting towards bed. So it's kind of weird. I don't exactly like that part, but nothing graphic or anything. He does like her. Obviously, there's crushes and stuff like that towards her, and wanting to make sure she's okay. And I kind of like that because It's just sweet when guys like, oh, I need you, and like stuff like that. Language wise, really, they only say like shanks, like kind of like a substitute cuss word. I think they also said Jack A. I don't want to say that. And, but they do, I think they say it one time, and I think it's towards the end. They just like say like words that are like cuss words, but not really. So just so that can slide. But, it was an okay book. I rated it 3 stars. If you like adventure, intense mystery, this took me 13 days to get over, but I was in a big reading slump at that time, and I just was slowly getting through The Maze Runner. But it was a good book. I do recommend it for people who don't mind like sort of graphic, violent scenes and things like that. I will be continuing the series, which I'm excited for. But I know there's a lot of hype for this book, and I understand the hype. It is a very well written book. But I just wish there was less violence and more mystery, or just more of something towards like not so gory, if you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you so much for. I know this was a very short podcast episode, but thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe if you can. It helps my channel out so much. Even you listening right now helps so much, and I just say a big thank you. I also do other book reviews. I did an episode to where I say my best methods for finding clean books, and it's really hard to find like clean books nowadays. So that video is very helpful. I'll link it down below, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye!